Hello, guys and gals, and this is episode 29? I think 29. Let's go with 29. Let me just double check real quick. My folder right here. Let's see. Vlog Friday 29. Okay, that's good. Just make sure everything here is in order. And we always start these with a thought. A concept, usually something that I want to go in depth into. It keeps everything unique, especially since we always go over the same seven points usually, basically because I feel they are very important. The topic we're going to talk about first for a couple minutes is popularity. Now, largely this is for my own benefit. Sometimes I make these for my own benefit, And popularity is one of those things. It's kind of a double-edged sword, if you think about it. When you're popular, it's everything changes to a certain extent. You start getting noticed, and it can be positive attention that you get, but also there are some negative side effects to that. And what do I mean? Well, I'm going to think carefully and phrase this carefully as well. With popularity and fame, we should start out with some examples. It can lead to depression because let's say that you are an Olympic runner and you basically get the gold medal for Olympic running. You can realize that depending on your worldview that once you reach that lofty goal, there's nothing beyond it. And that can basically bring down a person's mood. Or if you are working for a company and suddenly you get promoted to the highest position in the entire corporation, you can realize, again, depending on worldview, that there is nothing beyond it. I mean, you've reached all your goals, so what now? And that can basically have devastating effects because, if I'm not mistaken, some people have really realized that there's like nothing. They've reached all their goals and they don't have any more goals. So that can be pretty bad. But and again, I always have to say that it's based on worldview, but it's difficult to say. Also, it's a lot. I would say it is a lot easier to become popular these days, and the only reason I say that is because there's just so much. Everyone is so interconnected now, like through YouTube, which is this social platform, and also social platforms like Discord, Facebook, Telegram, all the different chat programs and stuff like that, and all the different platforms that are out there. It's just easier to really get your name out there and to basically become popular, even unintentionally. Another downside to popularity, fame, and all that is there's always the possibility of finding a stalker or basically getting stalked, which I don't know if that's really so much a thing these days. I remember it was a long time ago. I want to say back in the 80s, I think that there was a popular actress that basically was murdered by one of her fans or something. A stalker by a stalker. And I myself have, back when I was really into chats, like MSN Messenger and stuff like that, AOL Instant Messenger. I'm sure some people remember those. I don't know if they're even still around. It got to the point one time where I actually had to make a new account, basically change my my username and account on MSN Messenger because I had a stalker, and it was kind of a serious thing. It kind of freaked me out, to be honest. So I approach fame very cautiously. I mean, fame is also really good because it gives you an outlet to help people and help charity even. I mean, especially if you're getting money through your fame. And there's positives to fame as well, and popularity. Um, One of the things is just to be yourself, and stuff like that, you know, because you're awesome. That's number 7, and that's number, I don't know, they're all down there. But yeah, I did want to talk a little about fame, though. The way that I handle fame, or to keep from getting burned out on goals, is to set small goals. That's basically why my goals are usually increments of 25 subscribers, because 5 squared is 25, so it is a nice number. Plus, it's a small goal, and usually it's fairly easily attainable. So I'm always setting goals that are reasonable. I mean, I'm not going to say the next goal is 1 million subscribers because, well, that's, for one thing, probably never going to happen. Secondly, I don't really care about, well, for me, making videos is about making videos and helping people out with my stupid content. That's basically the extent of my channel, is helping people, and hopefully helping people anyways. With these videos that I struggle through, you know. And I'm sure that I probably sound like an idiot in most of them, which is fine with me. If it makes people happy, that's all that really matters. But I try to set small goals because the goals are usually pretty easy to attain, and it's just fun for me to make these videos. Anyways, it is still possible, like I say, if you basically set this huge, tremendous goal and you reached it, then you can basically be, you know, you can be on the mountaintop like Mount Everest, and you can look down there and you see there's no way to go on up. I mean, because you've basically hit the pinnacle, the apex of basically your existence, it would seem. Again, it depends on worldview. I could probably go into deeper detail with that. Again, it's the whole argument of intelligent design, and maybe the concept that, let's see, I had this figured out in my head, and then all of a sudden my mind went blank. So yeah, that's fun. But I might go into that a little bit later, about how different worldviews would view success in different ways. But anyways, it's easy to really realize that, well, hey, I've reached this high goal. Where do I go from here? And it's easy to drop into depression from that rather. And I don't have the light on here. I'm just using natural light. I don't know if that's going to make the video better or not. But anyways, if you are feeling the symptoms of depression, I mean, everyone gets depressed. I mean, it's basically, you know, the way the world works. You can do something you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it's something legal. And so, yeah, it's really easy, probably a little bit too easy to be depressed these days. There's a lot of civil unrest. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. And it's really easy to... it's just really, really easy to feel the strain and the stress of everyday life. And basically one way that you can handle the symptoms is with this, you know, by doing something you enjoy. To pamper yourself, and I do mean, well, to treat yourself nice, and do something you enjoy, like watch a movie you enjoy, or have a treat that's well within your dietary wheelhouse. I mean, you don't... I always have to say that because if you're a diabetic, you need to be really conscious of your dietary needs, and not to eat sugar and stuff like that could cause a coma. Or if you have celiacs, and you really need to avoid gluten. Anyways, but yeah, that is that. But again, that's only treating the symptoms. You don't really, and that can really help. Number two is there's always someone who cares, and that is something that even though with all the social media platforms, I mean, you can have like millions of followers or friends on Facebook or have these really big chats on Telegram, you can still really feel alone. I mean, especially during the pandemic when everyone was isolated from everyone else, everyone was basically quarantined inside. It could still be, life could still seem really lonely. I mean, it's like the whole metaphor of being in a crowd and still feeling completely alone. Society has a way of just making a person feel isolated. And so, yeah. So it's always good to know that there's always someone who cares. Number three is really important too. If you're suffering from an affliction, there's no shame in seeking help. And there used to be a stigma attached to mental illness. Not so much these days, I don't think. I think that now there's more understanding about it. I mean, back in the old days, if someone was even had something like cerebral palsy or a mental condition like bipolar depression or even paranoid schizophrenia, then I think that if I'm not mistaken, they would be subjected to like exorcisms and really barbaric methods that we would probably consider torture these days, when really it was something that was beyond their control. Now these days we have medicine and stuff like that that helps with physical and mental ailments. And there are some mental conditions that actually require medication just to function normally. And there's no shame in seeking help for that, whether it be over the counter or even doctor recommended medications, prescribed rather. Sorry. But yeah, like again, paranoid schizophrenia, as I mentioned before, and bipolar, you basically have to take medication in order to function, to cope every day. That is less true about depression, but it's still, depression is debilitating. But I do admire people that can actually, fight that without medication, because I know there are a lot of people who can't, and you just need to keep up the good fight. And so yeah. Number four is no matter how bad things get, there's always hope. Again, this is just basically a point in time where it's really easy to lose hope. I mean, you can get really bad news, and it can really seem like everything is pointless. Kind of like someone who basically hits the pinnacle of popularity and then realizes that there's nothing beyond. It's really easy to lose hope, and that's kind of sad, actually, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I know. Just checking my notes here. Anyways, but yeah, it's always good to hold on to hope. Again, hope isn't a situational thing. Happiness is. I mean, if it rains on a certain day when I want to go walking, then I might not be too happy about that. But my joy, or my inner joy, isn't really going to change regardless. Is going to stay the same, rather. My inner joy is going to stay the same regardless of the situation I'm in. So it's always good to hold on to hope. And so yeah. Number five is societal labels and tags are pointless. People are people. And again, I always go into this. We went into this a little bit with the intent, the vlog on intent. How maybe somebody does something that annoys you or upsets you, and it could be something that they didn't even realize they did. We can't know intent. And also, I've always really never liked societal tags or labels. Calling someone a name either based on their religion or their sexual orientation or their race, something that they really can't do anything about, is kind of small-minded, actually. I've never really liked societal tags and always thought that it basically subjugated people and basically put them in boxes that they didn't really fit in. People are people regardless of, you know, any of their physical or mental characteristics, even their societal or cultural statistics, features, let's say features, cultural or their cultural features. Um, so yeah, um, I've never really cared for societal tags, and I've always seen them as pointless. It seems to dehumanize people, the tags that sometimes people get, and the names that people get called. So yeah, deep down, people are people, regardless of what society would call them. Number 6 is be yourself. There will never be another you, and this is really, really important too. Again, this plays to individuality. Individuality is really important. I mean, you can mimic people, maybe to become more popular, but it's always best to be yourself because basically you were born to be super unique, and there will never be another person like you. So you need to basically embrace who you are. And so yeah, there is that. Just always be yourself. And number 7 is always think positive thoughts. And again, that might seem a little bit cliche. And I don't mean the sarcastic, oh, I'm positive that it's going to be a terrible day. No. No, no, no. It's really important, and there have been actual clinical studies that have shown that positive thinking does actually improve health, be it mental health or even physical health. And that people who carry on positive thinking actually live longer than those who don't. There have been actually, I think, quite a few studies in the power of positive thinking. And yes, that is a name of a book as well, The Power of Positive Thinking. I think I have it somewhere. I don't know. But there really is benefit, bodily benefit, in positive thinking, even when times are bad. And it might not seem like it, but and it might be difficult at times to have to be positive in thinking and thought. But for the most part, it is for the best. To I know a person can't be positive, 100% of the time, but positive thinking really does help in the long run. Again, most of these are my opinions, and so yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any last minute things. This has went on for about 18 minutes, and I didn't expect this vlog to be this long. But it is what it is. So yeah, we started out by talking about popularity. And it's always important to talk about popularity and depression because when you become popular, then you're basically put under a microscope. And yeah, that and scrutinized more closely. So if you are popular, then always keep in mind that it's always wise to set a good role model, to be a good role model. Then again, that's my opinion. You can do whatever you want to with your popularity, but that's just my opinion. But anyways, if you like this content, and if this content exactly helped at least one person, then make sure you like and subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when I upload. I make these videos basically because I'm trying to help people, and I don't know if they're actually very effective or not in helping people, that is. But yeah, if you would like to support me in any way or join the Discord server, then all that information is in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching my silly videos, and I hope that have a great day.